In math, there's a number of sets of numbers that we need to keep track of. We need to know how they relate to each other because we use them in a variety of situations. The first set that we talk about is the whole numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on forever. They're all whole numbers because they don't include any decimals or fractions. We also talk about the integers. Now the integers includes all the whole numbers, but it also includes the negatives of these numbers. So in addition to 1, 2, 3, and 4, we also have negative 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, those go forever in both directions. That means we have an infinite amount of numbers. Every whole number is also an integer. It's part of the integer set of numbers. If we want to talk about fractions and decimals, though, we have to talk about the rational numbers. Now, the first letters of rational are ratio, and a ratio is a word for a fraction. Now, negative 3.75, an example, or negative 2.1 repeating, 4 3/5, all different types of rational numbers. These numbers are also rational as well, because negative 2 is really negative 2 over 1, or it's negative 2.0. So each one of these numbers is also a rational number. Now, there are other types of decimals that are not rational, and those are called irrational. If you have a decimal that goes forever and never repeats, that's called an irrational number. Usually they happen when you're taking square roots, or the number pi is an irrational number, but anytime you have a decimal that goes forever and never repeats, that's irrational. Now, if you take all those rational numbers, all the irrational numbers, that's the entire set that we call real numbers. Every number that we're going to talk about are called real numbers. Now, there are other types of numbers, but those are things that you learn about in the future.